WWE Backlash 2025 was not simply a pay-per-view event, it was a spectacle that redefined the entire direction of the company and carved out a new era in professional wrestling history. From the opening moments to the final shocking twist, the energy inside the arena was unlike anything fans had experienced in years. This was not about business as usual, not about delivering predictable results or recycled stories. This was about transformation, about rewriting the rules of what WWE could be, and about sending a message to fans and wrestlers alike that nothing in this business is safe, sacred, or guaranteed. The show opened with an electric atmosphere, the crowd buzzing with speculation over who would win, who might lose, and whether or not the rumors of a surprise return would turn out to be true. Every match carried weight. Every segment had purpose, and the storytelling felt layered and unpredictable. But as much as the entire card delivered, Backlash 2025 will always be remembered as the night that changed everything, the night when legends fell, new stars rose, and the future revealed itself in the most dramatic way possible. The mastermind behind this reinvention was none other than Triple H, who since taking over full creative control has been determined to break away from the formulaic mistakes of the past. Gone are the days when part-timers would swoop in, take the spotlight, and then vanish until WrestleMania season. Gone are the predictable rematches and tired feuds stretched beyond their expiration dates. In their place is a vision built on long-term storytelling, the careful building of fresh stars, and the daring gamble to create moments that fans will talk about for decades. Triple H has revitalized Raw and SmackDown, especially with We's Netflix partnership making weekly programming a global spectacle. Fans no longer tune in out of habit, they tune in because they don't know what to expect, and that's exactly how professional wrestling thrives. Heading into Backlash, one of the most talked about matches was John Cena vs. Rudy Uton for the championship. Cena, a 16-time world champion and the very face of WWE's modern era, was defending his title against a younger, hungrier challenger determined to seize his opportunity. The stakes were sky high not only because of the title, but also because of the looming questions surrounding Cena's career. Rumors swirled that Hollywood was calling again, that another big movie deal might take him away from the ring, and fans wondered if Backlash would mark his farewell. The match was not just about athletic competition, it was about legacy, about the past colliding with the future, and about the symbolism of passing the torch. The action itself was brutal, emotional, and relentless. Cena, as always, fought with resilience and fire, taking punishment and delivering it back with everything he had. Rudy Uton, however, wrestled like a man possessed, matching Cena strike for strike and refusing to back down for even a second. The intensity of the bout gripped the audience, with every near fall sending shockwaves of anticipation through the crowd. Then, in a stunning finish that will be replayed for years, Rudy landed his devastating finishing move and pinned Cena clean in the center of the ring. The eruption of the fans was deafening. Rudy had done it. He was now the new champion. Cena, visibly moved, stood tall, raised Rudy's hand, and acknowledged the passing of the torch. Whether Cena has truly wrestled his last match or whether he will return down the line, one thing was clear. This was the moment Rudy Uton officially arrived, and WWE had a new face of the future. But just when fans thought they had already witnessed history, the night delivered yet another earth-shattering twist. The blockbuster tag match between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker vs. Roman Reigns and CM Punk was already one of the most highly anticipated showdowns in recent memory. It was a clash of generations, of power, and of ideology. Rollins, the workhorse of WWE, and Breaker, the explosive new phenom, were up against the tribal chief Roman Reigns, the most dominant champion of the last decade, and CM Punk, the rebellious voice who had returned to shake the system. The match was pure chaos from the beginning, with each man bringing his signature style and intensity. Roman's aggression, Punk's cunning, Rollins' relentless energy, and Breaker's raw power created a recipe for destruction that had fans hanging on every move. The fight spilled inside and outside the ring, and the atmosphere was fever pitch. Just when it seemed Roman and Punk were finally gaining control, the lights went out. A hush fell over the crowd, an eerie silence that built anticipation to unbearable levels. Then, like a thunderclap, Randy Orton's theme hit the speakers. The arena exploded with deafening screams, fans leaping to their feet, some even crying in shock and joy. The Viper, a man who had been absent for years due to career-threatening injuries, had returned. And he didn't just return to wave to the crowd, he came back to strike. Orton stormed the ring, delivered a devastating RKO to Roman Reigns that shook the very foundation of the building, and then turned his icy glare towards CM Punk, flooring him with brutal precision. In mere seconds, the entire match had flipped upside down. With Orton's shocking interference, Rollins and Breaker capitalized, securing the victory. The image of Orton standing side by side with Rollins and Breaker, with Paul Heyman smirking knowingly at ringside, was a declaration of war on the entire WWE landscape. This wasn't nostalgia, this wasn't a cameo, this was the beginning of something dangerous. Orton had returned not just as the Viper, but as a game-changing force aligned with a new power structure that could dominate the company. Triple H had done it again, masterfully blending the shock of nostalgia with the promise of future chaos, creating a moment that left fans stunned and desperate for answers. Now, the questions swirl like a storm. Is Randy Orton fully aligned with Rollins and Breaker, or is he simply biding his time until he strikes them too? Is he the enforcer of a new Heyman-backed faction, or is he acting on his own ruthless agenda? What happens to Roman Reigns, who may be stepping away from WWE again, leaving his tribal chief era in doubt? How will CM Punk react to this betrayal? Will he seek vengeance alone, or will he recruit allies to fight back? And what about John Cena? Was Backlash his farewell, or will he return for one final run? The uncertainty is intoxicating, and the WWE universe is buzzing louder than it has in years. Backlash 2025 will be remembered for many things: Rudy Uton's crowning moment, Cena's emotional handoff, the rise of Rollins and Breaker, and the shocking return of Randy Orton, but above all, it will be remembered as the night when WWE truly changed course. Triple H has declared 2025 the year of transformation, and if Backlash was the opening chapter, fans better buckle up because the ride is only just beginning. The message was unmistakable: anything can happen, anyone can return, and no superstar's future is guaranteed. The boundaries of WWE storytelling have been ripped wide open, and the only certainty is that the chaos has only just begun.